Eric Tritko with you here on Power TV SEMA 2007. We've made our way to the Eaton booth and found our way to one of the premier builders of hot rods in the world, Troy Trepanier. Troy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Eric. We appreciate you guys coming by here. And we're going to show you our latest creation here, a little verger between Rad Rides and Eaton, and it's a real special piece.
Also real special is the fact that for the first time ever, you have two cars in Hot Rod's top 10. You've got the Bonneville car, a full-on race car, and now you have the Vision car here, a full-on street rod.
Yeah, I tell you, it's great. In the early 90s, the top 10 thing when I was 18, 19 was a big deal, and we won Car of the Year a few times, and it kind of went away. And this year I get a phone call, and from Hot Rod and say, hey, did something, another first. I'm like, oh, what's that? And they go, you got two cars in the top 10. I'm like thinking, that's cool. We must be doing the right thing, right? And then come to find out our Bonneville race car was Hot Rod of the Year. So it's just a nice deal because you got a full-blown race car and an absolute full-blown show car. So it really shows the diversity at our shop, and that's what we're most proud of.
And this comes right off of winning the Riddle Award this year, which is pretty much the premier award when it comes to building hot rods.
Yeah, I tell you, we've been on a roll. We've got 18 guys, and I tell you, when you get 18 guys with the same passion and the right customers, the two top 10s, winning the Riddler, setting the Bonneville record. We were talking this morning. We're really on a nice roll right here, and we don't do it for the the awards a lot of times, but it's just the acknowledgments are coming. So it's a great thing, man. I tell you, we're really got a good thing going.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the car you have here. The Vision car is full-on street rod, and it's a partnership that you put together with Eaton to build this car.
Yes, we built this 40 Ford here for a guy named Stan Fox, been a long customer of ours. And what's really nice, especially on this car, we're using, a lot of high technology. If you look at the car, it's real swept back. And what's nice, the whole engine compartment, as you see, is based off the supercharger. So, we contacted Arnie at Eaton and say, hey, we got this idea. We really want to put a supercharger like when you buy a Diamond, it's in that velvet box, but we can't have the throttle body on the side of it. So Arnie came up with this Harup supercharger that Eaton builds. So we have a rear-mounted throttle body on it, so it makes a great presentation for our air cleaner and really shows the supercharger well. And that's one of the parts Eaton makes. And a lot of everything that makes it work, you can't see are all the Aeroquip fittings. Of course, we're really good at hiding everything, which is good and bad. And it's amazing. A lot of people, when you talk about Eaton, for instance, even myself, I didn't know they owned Aeroquip 3 years ago, and then I need rear end parts. They got we got the True Track Detroit locker part from them in the rear end. So it's a nice marriage for us. This is our third year in a row in being in Eaton's booth to have, we can go front to back on the car with all our parts.
I would imagine with the high-quality stuff that you build, you have to demand the best quality parts.
It's got to be the best. I mean, everything we bring, everybody looks at with a microscope, and the industry's gotten a lot better lately because of companies like Eaton. The aftermarket parts are so good. The local guy at home now, you go walk around and you see all these bitchin' cars. These guys are building really nice stuff in their garage. So, we always try to stay a step ahead of everybody else, and, it takes the companies like Eaton to keep us there.
So it's the fact that they are an OEM builder, that they bring those OEM standards to the aftermarket.
Absolutely, and that's the difference, in a nutshell, because a lot of the street rod aftermarket are street rodders like myself building parts, that are cool, but they don't work. That's in the end consumer is usually the guy doing all the R&D. And when you have an OEM supplier like Eaton bringing you parts, they work. And that makes it so much easier. It's makes our job easy. You bolt it on and it works. You're not re-engineering it all the time.
So what's next for Troy Trepanier working with Eaton?
Well, I tell you what, we've got a couple really neat projects coming down. We've got a supercharged 70 Nova that we're doing, probably have here next year. We've got a really neat twin turbocharged 56 Chrysler that's very, very cool. And a couple other things in the works that we're working on will be very interesting.
And the one thing we should say is that this is the first appearance for this car. It's actually debuting here at SEMA.
Absolutely. The last 3 years we've brought our new car for Eaton to SEMA, to show everybody. We're trying to develop that relationship, so when our fans and the people that will follow us and Eaton, when they come here, they come to this booth to see what's new because, last 3 years we brought our new car here.
You've seen Troy Trepanier on TV, you've seen him in the magazines, but you really cannot appreciate the quality of his cars till you see him in person, and that quality begins with Eaton Performance.